Dignity, my friend. The quiet weapon that cuts deeper than any scream or shattered plate. You chose dignity over their drama, and that wasn't part of their script. They set the stage for chaos, built the walls of their little theater with lies and manipulations, and expected you to act your part. But instead of joining their circus, you walked away from the big top, leaving them with an empty spotlight. Oh, how they hated that. A show without an audience, a battle without an opponent to drive them mad. Being left with nothing but their own reflection. See, they thrive on conflict, on twisting words into weapons and turning peace into war. When you didn't swing back, it wasn't just a refusal, it was a declaration. You refused to stoop to their level. You chose to rise silently, gracefully above their noise. And that silence, it was deafening. It screamed louder than their accusations ever could. It told them in no uncertain terms that you would not be their pawn, their puppet, their punching bag. They hate you now because you showed them what true strength looks like, not in yelling or retaliation, but in restraint, in self-respect, in knowing your worth without needing their validation. It burns them, deep down, that you didn't crumble under their pressure, that you didn't crack when they threw everything they could at you. Instead, you stood tall, unshaken, and let their storms pass without letting a drop touch your soul. Oh, how they tried to provoke you. They pushed and prodded, poked and pried, hoping to see you snap, to see you lose that composure that irritated them so much. But every time you didn't take the bait, every time you walked away instead of engaging, you won. You won by refusing to play their game. And nothing infuriates a manipulator more than being denied control. Now they sit in the wreckage of their own creation, furious not just with you, but with themselves. Furious that their games didn't work, that their traps didn't catch you, that their words didn't wound you the way they'd hoped. They hate that they couldn't drag you down to their level. They hate that you saw through the facade, that you refused to be a part of their twisted narrative. They hate that you chose dignity over drama because it reminded them of the one thing they lack, self-respect. The truth is, they needed the fight more than you did. The fight validated them, made them feel powerful, made them feel alive. Without it, they're left with their emptiness, their insecurities, their own hollow existence. And that's why they hate you. Because you didn't just walk away from their drama, you exposed it for what it was. You shone a light on their darkness, and they can't stand the sight of themselves in the glow. You see, people like them rely on chaos to distract from their own inadequacies. When you didn't participate, you took away their cover, their smoke screen. Now they're left to face the uncomfortable truth. It wasn't you. Who was the problem? It was them all along. And that realization, it's a big heavy weight to carry. But oh, how fitting. Stop waiting to live and bear the burden of their own drama. Let them drown in the mess they made. They're angry because you broke the cycle. You didn't give them the satisfaction of seeing you lose control. You didn't let them win by dragging you into their pit. You stayed on higher ground. And now, they're left clawing at the walls, trying to pull you back down, but they can't reach you anymore. You're untouchable now, not because you fought harder, but because you walked away. Their hatred, their anger, their frustration, it's all a reflection of their own failure. You didn't lose them. They lost you. They lost someone who had the grace to walk away instead of fighting a pointless battle. They lost someone who chose self-respect over petty squabbles, peace over chaos. And that loss, it's going to haunt them for a long, long time. But let's not stop there, shall we? Let's peel back the layers of their hatred, their seething resentment, and expose the raw, bleeding wound they try so desperately to hide. Their anger isn't just anger. It's envy dressed in rage. They look at you standing tall, unbroken, and it drives them mad. Because it's a mirror they can't bear to face. You're everything they pretended to be. Everything they wanted to break in you but couldn't. And oh, how that stings. Like salt poured into the gashes of their pride. They wanted a reaction, a meltdown, something to validate the validated to believe that they held power over you. But instead you left them with silence, with dignity, with a cold, unshakable resolve that rendered their games meaningless. That silence, it's louder than any scream. It echoes in their minds, a haunting reminder that their tactics fell flat. It's the void they can't fill, the chasm they can't bridge, and it terrifies them. Now they're left grappling with the bitter truth: you didn't need them. You didn't need their approval, their validation, their hollow gestures. You stood on your own 2 feet, and that independence, it's a dagger to their fragile ego. They thrived on the idea that you depended on them, that they were indispensable. But when you walked away, you shattered that illusion, leaving them scrambling to make sense of a world where they're not the center of it. You know how they hate you for it. They hate the strength you've shown, the resilience that radiates from every step you take forward. They hate that you didn't crumble, that you didn't crawl back, that you didn't let their venom poison your spirit. They hate that you turned their chaos into clarity, their manipulations into lessons, their betrayal into fuel for your growth. You took the very tools they used to hurt you and built a fortress they'll never breach. Their hatred, it's their prison, their self-made cage of regret and bitterness. And you're the key they'll hold. They'll watch you from the shadows, their resentment growing with every success, every smile, every step you take toward the life they tried to keep you from. They'll see you thrive, and it will burn them like a fire they can't extinguish. Because deep down, they know the truth: they lost someone extraordinary, and there's no going back. But let's not forget, their games weren't just about breaking you. They were about control, about keeping you tethered to their chaos. When you walked away, you didn't just break free. You shattered the chains they spent so long forging. And now, those broken chains lie in a heap at their feet, a testament to their failure. They thought they held the power, but you proved that true power lies in walking away, in choosing peace over conflict, in valuing yourself over their approval. You see, they thought your strength was a facade, a mask you wore to hide your weakness. But now they see it for what it truly is: a force. A force. They couldn't contain, a light they couldn't dim. And that realization, it's a bitter pill to swallow. It forces them to confront their own inadequacies, their insecurities, their inability to hold on to someone as remarkable as you. And oh, how they hate you for making them see it. Their anger isn't really about you. It's a reflection of their own failures, their own shortcomings. It's about the parts of themselves they can't face, the parts they tried to project onto you but couldn't. You became their scapegoat, their punching bag, their outlet for all the things they hate about themselves. But when you walked away, you took that outlet with you. You left them to face their own darkness alone. And now they're left with nothing but regret, bitterness, and their hollow existence. They thought they could replace you, fill the void you left with someone else, something else. But no matter how hard they try, they can't. Because what you brought to the table was unique, irreplaceable. And now they know it. They know it every time they see your name, every time they hear you laugh, Every time they remember your touch, it haunts them, a ghost they can't exorcise. They thought they could move on. That time would dull the pain. That someone else could fill the space you once occupied. But time has only sharpened their regret, turned it into a blade that cuts deeper with every passing day. And that someone else, they'll never measure up. Because they're not you, they'll never be you. And that realization, it's a weight they'll carry for the rest of their lives. So let them hate you. Let them seethe and rage and fume. Their hatred is a testament to your strength, your resilience, your refusal to be broken. It's a reflection of their own inadequacies, their own failures, their inability to hold on to someone as extraordinary as you. And you're free. Free from their games, their drama, their manipulations. Free to live your life on your own terms. Free to thrive in ways they never thought possible. Their hatred doesn't define you. It defines them. It's a chain they'll wear forever. A reminder of what they lost and what they'll never have again. And you'll keep moving forward, leaving them behind. Their anger fading into the distance as you step into the future they tried to keep from you. Because in the end, their hatred, it's just noise. And you're the symphony they'll never silence. And here's the final twist to their misery. The very thing they despised in you, the strength, the dignity, the unshakable self-respect has now become their obsession. They replay the moments where you held your head high, where you refused to stoop to their level, where you walked away instead of clinging to their chaos. Those moments, etched in their minds like a film on repeat, a haunting reel they can't turn off. And as much as they try to distract themselves, to bury beneath the facade of their inflated ego, it's always there. Whispering the truth they don't want to hear, they'll never find anyone like you again. Because what you had wasn't just love. It was a gift. A rare, unparalleled gift that they squandered in their arrogance. You weren't just another chapter in their story. You were the plot twist, the lesson, the reckoning they never saw coming. And now as they sit in the wreckage of their own making, they realize what they've lost wasn't just a person. They've lost a future, a dream, a light that illuminated their darkness. That light is gone now, and it's never coming back. And oh, how that truth burns them. A slow, unrelenting fire that will haunt them for the rest of their days. So let them stew in their hatred. Let them seethe and fume and rage against the fact that you refuse to be their pawn. You have nothing to prove, nothing to defend. You've already won by choosing yourself, by valuing your peace, by refusing to be drawn into their web of drama. And in the end, that's what will hurt them the most, that they couldn't break you, no matter how hard they tried.